For decades, the beat-em-up genre stood as one of gaming's purest forms of action. No complicated skill trees, no endless open worlds, and no overwhelming mechanics, just walking into danger and fighting your way through waves of enemies. Among the games that defined that era, Final Fight remains one of the most remembered and respected names. Originally released during the arcade boom, Final Fight created a formula that many later games followed. Large stages, memorable enemies, cooperative gameplay, satisfying combat, and a city that felt alive, despite technical limitations. Even years later, fans continued to talk about the series and ask the same question: what if Final Fight finally returned as a full modern remake? If fan demand ever became strong enough and developers decided to rebuild Final Fight for today's generation, expectations would be extremely high. Players would not simply want upgraded graphics. They would expect a game that respects the original identity, while proving that classic beat-em-up games still deserve a place in modern gaming. Many old franchises disappeared because gaming trends changed, but Final Fight never completely left player memory. Part of that comes from simplicity. The game did not require hours of tutorials or complicated progression systems. You picked a character, entered the streets of Metro City, and fought. But simplicity does not mean shallow. Behind its straightforward controls was a surprising amount of strategy. Positioning mattered, timing mattered. Crowd control mattered. Players learned how to manage groups, avoid being surrounded, and maximize every move. Modern players have shown there is still interest in this style of gameplay. Recent beat-em-ups prove that audiences still enjoy direct action and cooperative experiences. That creates an opportunity. A Final Fight remake could introduce a legendary series to a new generation while giving longtime fans the return they have wanted for years. The biggest mistake a remake could make would be trying too hard to modernize. Final Fight should not become an open-world RPG. It should not become a loot game. It should not become an online service designed around daily missions. At its core, Final Fight should remain a real beat-em-up. Combat must feel immediate. Players should still punch and chain attacks naturally, grab enemies and throw them, use emergency moves under pressure. Manage groups instead of fighting one enemy at a time, create combos without memorizing complicated inputs. However, developers could introduce modern improvements. A remake could include smoother combo transitions, environmental interactions, defensive options like dodges or parries, character-specific abilities, advanced combo routes for skilled players. The key is preserving accessibility. Anyone should be able to enjoy the game in 5 minutes. Mastering it should take much longer. One of Final Fight's greatest strengths was atmosphere. Metro City was more than a background. It felt dangerous, dirty, and unpredictable. A remake should turn the city into a major part of the experience. Imagine fighting through rain-soaked streets, crowded subway stations, abandoned industrial zones, rooftop escapes, underground fight clubs, neon-lit entertainment districts. Each district could have its own gang identity, music, and combat rhythm. The city should evolve visually as players progress. But developers should avoid making the world too large. Beat-em-ups succeed because of pacing. Players want focused action, not endless travel between objectives. Dense levels with secrets and replay value would fit Final Fight better than a massive map. If Final Fight returns, character design cannot be treated as an afterthought. The original heroes each represented different styles. A remake should expand that philosophy. Mike Heger should feel unstoppable, a powerhouse who dominates space and overwhelms enemies. Cody should represent balance and adaptability, rewarding smart positioning and flexible combos. Guy should emphasize speed, movement, and precision. Players should immediately feel the difference after switching characters. Additional features could include alternate costumes, unlockable movesets, challenge modes, character progression tied to playstyle instead of grinding. A great beat-em-up makes players choose characters because they enjoy how they fight, not because of statistics. Final Fight became memorable because people played together. A remake should fully embrace cooperative play. Local multiplayer should return. Online co-op should be smooth and stay. Players should be able to join sessions instantly without complicated setup. Developers could add combo teamwork bonuses, synchronized special attacks, difficulty scaling, revival systems, cooperative score rankings. The best beat-em-ups create moments players talk about afterward. Those moments happen when teamwork naturally creates excitement. Classic arcade bosses were memorable because they felt different. Modern action games sometimes rely on oversized health bars instead of meaningful mechanics. A Final Fight remake should avoid that. Bosses should challenge players in different ways. One boss might pressure movement, another might punish aggressive play, another could manipulate the environment. Every encounter should teach players something new. Winning should feel earned. Developers may face a difficult choice. Should Final Fight become realistic? Probably not. Beat-em-ups depend on readability and impact. Stylized visuals may work better. High-quality 2D animation could preserve the arcade spirit. Stylized 3D could modernize the presentation while keeping fast gameplay. Effects should make punches feel powerful. Animations should communicate momentum. Every hit should look satisfying. Visual identity matters more than technical realism. A great beat-em-up is harder to create than it looks. Developers must focus on fundamentals. Movement must feel responsive. Combat must reward timing. Enemy AI must pressure players without becoming unfair. Stages must encourage replayability. Co-op must strengthen the experience. Most importantly, the game must respect player time. No unnecessary grinding, no artificial progression. No systems that distract from fighting. Final Fight became legendary because it understood something simple. Entering a dangerous street and surviving through skill is fun. If a remake ever happens because fans demand it, success will not come from copying modern trends. It will come from remembering what made the original work in the first place. The future of beat-em-ups may not require reinvention. Sometimes all players want is a great fight.